Hey you guys, and welcome back. So this is going to be a brief video. I really just wanted to share a dream with you all, and I had previously done this back in September, and then I was led to take those videos down. I did put them back up, and so I'm just trying to share them as I feel led to share them and not to jump ahead in sharing them. So I'm going to share this dream today, and the Most High willing, I may share some additional dreams that I had prior to this one, because a couple of them I feel like they're related, but I just felt led to share this one for right now. So this one, I probably had this dream sometime last week. And in the dream, it looks like I'm in the hospital, because I don't know if you remember, and they probably still do this, but you know where the hospitals will have like a semi-private room to where it's two beds in there, so it's two patients sharing a room. And so I'm in one bed, the bed that's closest to the door. There's another person, and I really can't see them, but I know they're there, who's in the bed next to me, and it looks as if they have visitors on their side of the room. Now, there's at least one person on my side of the room, maybe two. There's what looks like to be like a security guard at the foot of the bed, like kind of to the left, and then to the right, it looks like this big window. Right. The only reason why I kind of know that it's a window as opposed to a TV is because of what happens next. But it's so clear. Like when I'm looking out the window, first of all, it's night outside. So it's kind of like the building that I'm looking at is kind of highlighted because the building is a tall brick or stone building, and the brick or stone is beige colored, so it kind of just stands out like against the night sky. But the building is kind of like pointed at the end, right? It doesn't level off like a square. It's like pointed at the end, like kind of like a rocket, it gets pointy like at the very top. And on the top of the building, it has like a square, and then it has like a face, almost like a clock. But I can't really see if it's actually a clock or if it's some sort of emblem. I think it was a clock that's at the top of it. And so I'm just looking at this building, and then all of a sudden I see like explosions like going down the building. It's kind of like if you've ever seen a building being demoed, to where they have the explosions, and instead of falling over, the building just kind of like implodes or falls down on itself. Right, it falls straight down as opposed to falling over or blowing out or something like that. And so I see like, at least I think like a couple explosions going off like down the length of this building, and I see it kind of like falling down on itself. And so my first thought is, and I don't know why, but my first thought is to get under the covers, because I'm seeing the smoke that's coming off of it. Right, it's kind of like when the building explodes, and then all of the smoke just kind of just builds up and just goes out around the building. And so like the dust is like really thick. It looks almost like the consistency of like floating sand, like it's just thick, and it's coming towards the window. And so then I remember, I was like, wait a minute, I have masks. So I got up and I got a mask, and I put the mask on. And so I can't remember which of the guests left first. I know there was a woman at the door, and I asked her, I said, do you need a mask? And she didn't answer, so I asked her again, and she said yes, and I handed her a mask. Well, one of the visitors of the other person in the hospital who's in the bed next to mine, one of their guests gets up to leave, and they walk across the foot of my bed, and I asked her, do you have a mask? Do you need a mask? And she kind of is like, yeah, like kind of like she needs one, but she just hated to ask. So I give her one. And about that time, the door, I guess one of them walk out, and the door's open, and I see someone else coming into the room. And so that was the end of that dream. So I really don't know what, sort of interpretation there is concerning that dream. I just felt led to share that one. I don't know if it being a clock or appearing to be a clock, if that is somehow symbolizing that there is a certain amount of time that's getting ready to be up. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if it's a certain event that's getting ready to take place. I'm not exactly sure, but I did feel led to share that dream. And there's one other dream that I wanted to share, and this one I had after the one I just told you about. This one, I was in the house and everything was normal, everything was okay. The lights were on, I could see fine. For some reason, I go to the door, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm going to the door to go outside or what, but when I open the door, you know how you see something, it just kind of hits you like in your chest or in your spirit. When I open the door, it is so dark outside that it is black. And it's, I can't even describe the level of darkness that I saw outside the door. Okay. So I'm straining my eyes because I'm thinking, I'm thinking maybe it's something wrong with my eyes. So I'm straining my eyes trying to see. And after a while, you know, I'm blinking my eyes are starting to feel tired, and I can see just a very faint appearance of the porch light, right? Because the porch light is actually out in what would have been like the middle of the darkness. And so I can see it very faintly come in and out. And so I'm straining my eyes trying to look and see. And it's to the point where it's actually me trying to look into this darkness is just actually making my eyes tired. And so that's all that happened in that dream. Was when I looked outside, it was just the level of darkness was just, it was heavy, it was thick. And I had the dream, and then like the next day I was kind of like in between being awake and being asleep. And what dropped in my spirit was that the darkness was so thick, was so heavy that it was actually eating the light. And it was so thick and heavy that it was actually, like I said, it was actually, because when I was inside the house, it was fine. But when I opened the door and looked outside, and saw that darkness, it actually started to play with my eyes. It was so thick and so heavy and so dark. So those are the two dreams that I wanted to share for right now. And again, I'm just giving the dreams as I've had them. Sometimes I will remember details of dreams later on, and if I do, then I'll come back on to share those as I'm led to. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, thank you so much. Hit like, subscribe if you want to hear more. If you want to see more, I will be so happy to have you. You guys have a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks.